I think so. Yeah, we going live. We on both of them.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and once again, welcome to Understanding Money. This time it's part two. Let me introduce myself, and then, of course, you can also meet those other two wonderful people that are going to be here this morning to give you some information. I'm James T. with WHQT Hot 105 here in Miami. And this is a weekend, I guess, as Robert explained earlier this morning, that we're doing something a little unique and different. We're both live on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So, and I see Mr. Dupree says, hey, 10:20 a.m. Good morning. Brenda Brown just checked in. So I know we're hooked up, Rob, with the
We're
regular.
on.
We live. We doing it right this time.
Doing it
and,
right.
and let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that we have people listening even in Maryland, I think this morning. They had a big Thanksgiving party. I have some friends that were checking in and wondering, where were you? So you have people that are waiting for you in the mornings at 9 o'clock. So let me just say, first of all, we hope that everybody has had a great Thanksgiving, and we'd love for you to check in. The Henderson Financial Group is, as Robert would say, we bring your present, or should I say your future, into the present.
That's
And
right.
Robert, I learned something today that I'll share later on in the program. Remind me about our present. About our present. We think that it is just now and the past,
Mm-hmm.
but our present also holds our future. Ooh, and I tell you where I got that from. That's not from me, folks. That came from my study. So please check in, comment, ask questions. We want you to participate. Robert, Linda, and myself, we really do want you to ask questions and express your thoughts, because sometimes what you're thinking, someone else has already thought, and they're afraid to ask. And many of them have not checked in. So for those of you who are checking in, check in, please. We'd love to see you in the comment section. And if you have a comment, a thought, or a question, hey, please ask. Mr.
Yeah.
Henderson, you want to
Yes,
introduce
yes,
that
yes.
lovely lady sitting beside you there? Ooh,
Yes,
she
yes.
looking so good this morning.
Oh, thank you.
I'm Robert Henderson Jr., president and founder of Henderson Financial Group, and this is my wonderful sister-in-law, my wife, little sister, Linda V. Harris. Linda.
Hey, good morning, everybody. You know, James, we on part one was talking about, and I'm not proud to say this, and it shouldn't be this way, but Robert and I both agreed that you really haven't cut your teeth in business unless you've been sued. And that's only because it gives you a certain comfort that this too will pass. I will get through it. This will not be my demise. You know, I can get through. If you can get through a deposition with $300, $500 an hour attorneys and not just ball up and cry, it gives you a certain strength. So my question, as a businessman, James, have you been sued? Ever?
Yeah, Linda.
Ever?
Not Linda. I got sued by someone who was crossing the street in
Uh-huh.
front of my business and my building, right?
Uh-huh.
Did not make the sidewalk.
She was heading towards your
she,
door.
she was, and she wasn't even crossing at the crossing of the block
Oh, at the
where you just,
crosswalk?
no,
She was jaywalking.
Oh,
she,
she was jaywalking.
and come on. I mean,
And
wait,
she
but guess
fell.
what?
And she fell by your business door.
No, Rob, she did not make the sidewalk.
So she
Was
didn't clear the
just
curb.
she didn't clear the curb. She fell. She probably, I assume she fell where the cars would normally park, but wasn't even a parked car
Did
there.
she roll up on the curb to end up in front of your door? I mean, give me something.
Rob and Linda, it didn't matter. That attorney thought he had something, but he didn't
Oh,
know. I knew Robert Henderson, and I had something, an LLC.
did you have cameras? I mean, was
I,
it your word
I,
against hers?
I had cameras. I had
Oh.
I had an LLC, and with my office space, I had a C corp. So,
Oh, you
Miss,
protect.
Oh,
so
he was protected.
hey, but I had to pay that deductible. So
Gotcha.
For insurance, yes.
for the insurance, I just sent them that, and hey, I never heard another word, because all they were going to get by suing me was practice.
Oh, I like that. A little bit of experience.
Yeah, come on, yeah. And I bet you that attorney said, "Look, I'm not going to waste my time on that again." Yeah, so let's
But
go after
they
somebody
thought they
else.
was gonna be able to sue James T. the man.
Yeah, I
Huh?
fell in front of James T. You know, the one on Hot One. I fell in front of his building, and he got a lot of money. He co-owned the radio station. Yeah, it gets bigger and bigger. Now I know, but you know your cousins. They're gonna tell it all, and it's gonna get bigger. And then the attorney gonna go, bring me the case. And you had that camera up.
Cameras,
And
LLC,
you had
and a
the
C corp.
LLC and a C corp. So they
And
can
wait, Rob, and a trust.
and a trust. See, I didn't even get into that this
I
morning.
know.
Hey, that's
Next, we got to move on from you because she wasn't getting a thing.
no.
She got practice.
I see my daughter-in-law here. Shay, how you doing, Shay? That's my married to my son, Bobby. Okay. Shay and Brenda Brown and Miss Anna Dupree. Yes, y'all picking up what we putting down. They tried to sue James. So now I think I was in my 20s the first time I got sued.
Oh, you were a baby.
Yeah. And I was working at a firm too. And I was doing some real estate. And I think we was doing something in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy who I personally knew, he said he was suing me because the African venture didn't go well.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? You suing me personally? He said, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I wasn't even, as a matter of fact, I hadn't even formed my own company. In other words, the company I was working with, it was, I was just getting into financial planning,
Mm-hmm.
but I did have a side hustle.
Was it a LLC?
Yes.
So okay, he had the
Yes.
side hustle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So he but he didn't get anything. He didn't get anything, you know.
Mm.
But I was just shocked. I'm like, me? What do I do to get sued?
Well, here's my question as a woman that's been married twice, and I will get married again. Don't know when, don't know the who. Can I use these different business structures to protect my assets from my future husband?
Yeah, of course you can.
I mean, not that
you want to protect it all from him already, man. You don't want to give him. You already think about how to give him nothing. Huh? Hey James, she want her future husband to give her all he can give her, but she already plotting on how to make sure he don't get nothing.
No, it's
Robert,
called asset protection.
But it was love.
But Robert, the real asset protection is to do what you say, to have a blueprint before she ever say I do. Because if he's not bringing anything to the table, then he should just visit. He should be a visitor.
I agree.
He should be an associate. Yeah. Come on. I mean, come on. Hey, going now back to what I said this morning about our future being present.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Miles Monroe, that was my study this morning. And
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Miles Monroe talked about our president. He talked about our president, but he started off with this. He said, here is what we miss out on trying to be successful. First thing is, we don't know who we are. We don't know where we came from. We don't know why we're here. And we don't know what our purpose is. He said, now, if you would deal with those four things, if you would know who you are,
mm-hmm.
where you came from, yeah, if you would know why you're here, yeah, and knowing that purpose is so important. But going back to something that Robert has been talking about on some of the future programs, mm-hmm. you have to have a plan. But Linda, we don't plan. We really don't. We really don't take. And I think it's because we don't think it's important. And really, that's the key.
Yeah. We don't see the value in a good plan. We do not see the value in time management and having a good plan.
But
wait, Linda,
all around us.
Linda,
it's all around us.
You can't manage time, Linda. You can't manage time.
Hold on now. Let me pull out the third eye on that one. I don't think I can. Hold on, give me a minute. I gotta let that. You can't manage time. I thought I've been doing that.
No. You manage what you do in time. Because you can't manage.
Oh, now, okay.
Earl Nightingale. I think it was Bob Proctor said he was having lunch or breakfast with either Earl Nightingale or Napoleon or somebody, and mm-hmm. he said that they were having breakfast in Chicago, and all of a sudden he said one was having the breakfast and he dropped the fork when he said, "Tell me how you manage time." And he said, dropped the fork and he said,
Mhm.
you can't manage time. You can't, but you can manage what you do in the time that you're given. And if you manage
Absolutely.
that,
Yeah, because time gonna go on. You can't stop 24 hours
No.
and make it 27.
yeah, and
But
you
I
can't
can
stop
manage what I do with my time in my time.
that. Oh,
Okay.
that's that. And see, that's what we want people to do here at the
Okay.
Henderson Financial Group. We want them to stop trying to do what they don't know how to do and talk with us, well, with you guys, so that you know how to help them to do those things that they can imagine. Because see, Robert and I have gone beyond. We're not asking for things that we want anymore. We want that the Creator has for us that we cannot ask for, see, or imagine. So you know what's about to happen in 2023, right?
Yes.
It's going to explode, Linda. Can you imagine getting something that you could not even imagine coming up within the next 30 days?
I cannot actually, because I'm such a I don't want to say control freak, but I tell people all the time, I know where I'm going to be probably 3 months in advance. Like my schedule is there. I know what's happening the rest of December. I know every place I need to be in January. So I can't really wrap my head around something popping up so great that I haven't planned or don't have some control over.
But how would you be willing to receive something?
Oh, bring it.
That is for you.
Okay.
That you have no idea exists.
I would welcome it. I would look at it as a challenge. I would welcome it. I would want to learn, good or bad. What's up?
No. See, okay. He who created me, you and Robert, he created all things to work for our good. Okay. Mr. Henderson, am I quoting that correctly? All things.
You're spot on, brother.
No.
Yeah, wait, Linda, let me tell you. So, and when you get it, he wouldn't even give it to you if you could not handle it. It would not, and that's why many of the things that he has for us that we cannot ask for, see, or imagine. The reason we have not received it first is because we have not asked him for it.
Gotcha.
Secondly, we're not prepared to handle it. You know, your mama used to say, "Be careful what you ask for."
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Because you just might get it.
Just might get it.
And it's more than what you thought it was when you got it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's always more than what you got. You can ask an entertainer who also they became a star. They're like, "Oh my God, I was not ready for this."
Yeah.
And a lot of times they feel bad and they feel sorrow because their life has changed and they feel like they don't have any control because now everywhere they go, you know, pictures and cameras are snapping at them, paparazzi everywhere. They have no personal life. And you're like, this is what I wanted. I didn't know it was going to be like this.
Yeah.
What you thought it was going to be like?
Yeah.
Robert, they didn't do what you say do. They didn't ask someone who was doing what they're doing. They didn't seek to find out what all comes with that and how could I prepare to have this? Because most of the time, if you become successful, particularly what we call success, we think that success is money, but nevertheless, money is not to buy. Money is a tool that we use to build. And if you would come into that mindset, you'll find out that you're going to gain more money. Therefore, you need someone to help you to manage that you can't handle. I was listening to a message from Shaquille O'Neal, and I think he talked about the fact, I think his first check was $8 million. His first contract was $8 million, and he went out and he did this, he did this. He walked into the car dealership, and the man asked him, "Can you afford that?" And so he wanted to muscle up, and so he said, "Give me 3 of them." And he thought he was doing a big thing, and then he realized, oh, wait a minute,
it got me.
Well, when he was called and told, "Do you know that you've spent all of your check or your contract and the $8 million you thought you had was not $8 million because you didn't go to the Henderson Financial Group and get told that you were going to, since you were in California, you weren't getting $8 million.
Half of it in taxes, right?
Oh, come on! So now you are in debt. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Robert Henderson.
It's what you just don't know. I mean, a lot of people don't know. And James, I want to pick up when you say we don't plan. A lot of people don't plan. Mm-hmm. And you know, a lot of people don't plan because they don't know any better or someone hadn't told them. But let me tell you something. This is what I see. I think, as a matter of fact, I know that the creator of the heavens and the earth put examples around us everywhere. All we have to do is really open up our eyes. And that's why I started talking about this blueprint. Follow a blueprint. If you open up your eyes, you'll see that the best things in life they have structure, they have timing, they have organization. And the thing that they all have is a unity. They all help each other. I mean, if you think about cattle, they run in herds. Even hyenas run in herds. They go in the same direction. You know what I mean? Even birds fly together. Well, they're gonna fly south or north, and they do it at a certain time. That's planning. You know, if you think about it, if you think about your football team who is winning, they're winning because they had a plan. They didn't just go out there and say, everybody come, let anybody get on the field. Everybody just put on some uniform and get on the field and just go, hike the ball. Y'all just go out, run. No, but you have to have a plan. So even if you're not that, so to have an excuse and say, nobody told me, all you got to do is look at the ants. Just look at the ants.
You know, there are
nature,
certain successful examples of people, you may have known them, that, you know, they're being interviewed and they say, how did this happen? And the reply is, it just fell in my lap. I didn't plan for it. I went with it. Because very often, I think probably once or twice in my life, I hadn't planned on something. I might have been passing by a building and I didn't have a plan or blueprint, but my instinct said, go for it. Now, maybe it was because I had some type of knowledge of the subject matter and I was an expert in the area, but really had no plans. I tell you what, I stopped going and shooting from the hip from, and that is falling in love with a human being. I ain't gonna just plan that and it just happened. That ain't gonna happen ever again. Well, that's all research. But as far as, you know, you may get a singer or a dancer and somebody saw me on the corner and I had no plans on doing this. So are we leaving room for that?
No,
everything has a plan?
No, let me get in on that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rob.
You bring up an excellent point.
Okay.
So there's two things always going on.
Okay.
There's always two things going on.
Okay.
Those that we can see and those that we cannot see.
Okay.
Those that we have a responsibility to do and those that we leave up to faith, the invisible,
absolutely,
to do.
Absolutely.
And that's what James is talking about. He is saying, as long as we are good and we doing what we're supposed to do, leave the real part of the timing, how it's going to happen, leave it to the creator, the invisible.
Just because it's not part of our blueprint, we didn't plan for it. We all agree to be open to the fate to fall in our lap.
Let me give you a perfect example. 15, 16 years ago, James C. called me and said, Rob, I think you'll be good going on this radio show, this AM's talk station.
Okay.
Now, 15, 16 years ago, James T. and I, we did not plan that today, right here in 2022, that we were going to be. At that time, we did not plan that we was going to be.
So he came out the blue and said, I think you'll be good. You didn't know he was going to call you. You guys hadn't been talking about it prior to?
No, we had a relationship and we believed in terms of educating people and helping people because we knew people didn't know much about finances.
Okay.
And the way I was explaining to breaking it down to like a 6-year-old, James felt that, you know, my delivery of the way I explain things like to you like a 6-year-old would be inviting and comfortable and a lot of people can understand.
Okay.
And that was true.
Okay.
So we started, and that was like 15, 16 years ago. Now, did James and I know that we didn't say, hey man, you know, 15, 16 years ago, we're going to be doing Facebook Live and YouTube. we did not plan.
Right.
What you have to do is do what you do.
See, hey, Linda, what he's saying is, first of all, his gift was, quote unquote, financial literacy. My gift was radio. And it put us both in a position where we could both serve. I could bring him on, because I was a program director at the time. I could bring him in and put him on because he had something that I felt within myself that would benefit and serve the people that listen. So here it is. So in what he'll tell you, money was never discussed
at all.
There was never there wasn't a dollar figure. It was, how can we serve a community? So the preparation was, we both kept getting better at what we are gifted to do.
Sure did.
And who we are. And
there was never any hesitation to say, wait. We got to plan this.
No.
We got to wait for a year. We got to write a program. We got to get a producer. Or was it just, I'm going to let fate step in? We did not have a blueprint. We just went with it, and you were on the air by next week.
Well, no. James was in a position to say, Rob, I want you to do 3-hour show.
Okay.
It was from 7 a.m. to 10. I had to talk by myself. And I had never did it before. But when he said you could do this, and I'm like, well, I ain't never talked on the radio. He said, just be yourself.
That was the key. See, Linda, everything he needed, he had. Hey, that scripture, Linda, that's a law. That's a law. Everything is in us. And here's what Dr. Miles Monroe says. The people who created the computer, before they ever sold that computer, the last thing that they did, guess what it was?
What's that?
They put their name on it. They put their name on it. So guess what? So we think that we are being created. We're not being created. We are a finished product. Now we're taking this journey and the manifestation and the things that are surrounding us, because most people want to say, oh, everything is, hey, this is going to happen. It's all predestined. No, it's not. Hey, it's predestined for that fish, or it's predestined for that bird, or them other animals. But guess what he did for us? He gave us choice. We don't have to make the choice of becoming what we were created to be until we get to the point of wanting to say, well, wait a minute. Who am I? Where did I come from? How did I get here? And what's my purpose? We don't even ask those questions. And they don't put that on a questionnaire when you enter school. They don't ask you, have you had a dream? Have you ever imagined what you wanted to be? Because once they put that Apple on that computer, everything that manual says it can do, it has already been done. So,
I'm trying to think of the percentage of events, successes, failures in my life came from me planning and had a blueprint, or just going with it, because I'm a big spontaneous person.
Yeah.
They call me, Linda, this is something, let's go buy it. Okay. I mean, it just fell in. And I think I've had a lot of wins, Robert, in being spontaneous without a plan.
But what if you and now this is what Linda has said now.
Okay.
What if those spontaneous things brought you also hardship and lessons learned?
That's happened there too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
you can demonstrate that.
Right. See, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that,
because
I learned from them.
Because you learn now. If you learn from it, that's what a lot of people do. Because some people, as Robert will tell you, they call him and they tell him they just want to know, how can I make more money? Now they don't want to know, how can I, quote unquote, with the money that I've earned, gain more, and not just for me, but for those that I love. how can I create? Yeah,
right?
how can I create a legacy?
What percentage of your successes have come from being spontaneous? Like, okay, James, we're ready to give you program director. We're ready to have you do this, and you go, okay, I can start tomorrow.
No. Because guess what? I've said no. I've said more no's than I've said yes.
Really?
Oh yeah.
How do you know you didn't regret that?
That's a good question, sister. Because see, I knew the people who were asking me to do what they wanted me to do, and I knew they weren't the one.
Okay, then there's that. Okay,
I've had
right. Okay,
I've had multiple job offers, but guess what? I was never looking for a job.
Right.
My grandmother gave me a lesson, and so through that lesson and through my growing and through my study, hey, I can. She said, "Don't put a mirror to their face, baby, and let them know that you see their nose is growing, meaning that they're lying." Or they're not who they say they are, right? You don't let them see that. You just know who they are, and then Linda, it'll be another.
You don't ever wonder what if?
No, what if? You don't? Do you?
What would have happened if? I'm not that you can change it, but being a human being, I do wonder what if I'd have said yes to him, no to him, yes to this job, stayed in this state. I mean, you kind of wonder.
Do I look like I'm unhappy?
No, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. So so that what if? That what if don't matter to me. Like Robert could have not become a financial planner and sold ice cone machine. Ask him snow cone. Ask him do we ever think that he should have sold those snow cones?
Hey, James, some people, my sister and some more people ask me, Rob, don't you think we got to go back in that business? I said, no, that's like being in the second grade. I passed that. I done passed that journey. I done did that, done that, got a t-shirt. I'm going on.
You're going on.
Oh, yeah. Even Linda worked the snow cones.
I did. On the Earl's Market.
Linda's worked the snow cone machine. Yeah.
Well, ask yourself, Linda, would you want to go back and work in Earl's Market? you ever wonder what might have happened? That you could have had a snow cone business that went all across the country? No, you don't.
Oh, my goodness.
Robert, help us, Robert. Help us. Go back to the point.
See, there's always two things going on, Linda.
Just
those that you can
stay open to fate.
No, listen. You ever heard you make one step, God make two?
I have heard that term.
Okay, so what that really means that if you, in order for your cup to run over, you first got to get a cup. You got to get a cup.
Got to have a cup.
And if you want more,
right,
you can't. You got to get more than the cup.
Yeah,
you got to get a bucket. But your bucket is your faith, your consciousness, because you got to be able to hold what's going to be coming your way. And most people got a little old, little teacup,
Dixie cup,
and they want more.
Gotcha.
But they don't have the consciousness to hold more. They're not ready to hold more because you got to be careful what you ask for. And let me tell you something: if you continue to dream in your subconscious mind, say I want to be this, and then you take action. We never know who, when, and how it's going to come. I want to say it again.
Go ahead, Mr. Anderson.
You never know who it's going to come from.
You sure don't.
You never know when it's going to come from.
You sure don't.
And you never know how it's going to come.
You sure don't.
Now,
so be prepared.
No, listen. If you don't know who, when, and where, and how it's going to come,
right,
that means it is more than the flesh. That's powerful. Some people call it miracle. Some people call it faith. Some people call it luck. But that exists. You can plan and say, okay, I'm going to do this. People go to college and get lessons all the time. They don't know who their next customer will be. At the Henderson Financial Group, I do not know who's going to call me next.
I think you're agreeing with me. And and we're not disagreeing. It's a conversation.
But listen. At the Henderson Financial Group, we don't have no government contracts or the government send us clients.
No, we don't.
We don't. We've been in business over 30 years and people keep coming. But they coming because we have a cup. We have something to say.
That's the planning.
Absolutely.
That's the planning, Linda. See,
that's the
preparation.
That's the blueprint. That's the plan.
Yes.
Not so much as how the delivery is.
Right.
But make sure you got that back office.
That's right.
Well, see, because Robert says there's no one way to serve every client, because every client has a different need based on who they are, what they're doing, what they have, and their desire. And sometimes, just like he did me, you have to educate me to something that I didn't know that I didn't know.
And I give you a perfect example, just what James was saying. McDonald's will put a McDonald's restaurant on a corner, brand new. They planned that.
Yes, they did.
But I tell you something, they don't know how many people are gonna come.
No.
And they're not in the burger business.
And they not, that's right. They do not know how many people gonna come. Right. They do not know how many French fries they're gonna sell. So the planning, you do all what you could do.
You just gotta be ready for whatever however it gets delivered to you.
Ready, willing, and able.
And it's in you. And it's in you, Linda. It's all that see, that's the key. That's the key. When he said, I think I'll make a man. And guess what? I think I'll make it in my image. And most women think they're the key. But they don't know if he made a man. And if you believe that, man didn't come from a woman, but a woman came from a man.
Okay.
She's biting her finger over here. She's over there biting her finger over here. She over there biting her finger.
I'm just saying, I said, if you believe that. Now, you don't have to believe that. But there are principles and there are laws. As Robert said, there are principles.
I don't want to hear that, James. She's like, she's a feminist. She's a female chauvinist. That's why I said it's always two things going on. James, when James, 16 years ago, James said, Rob, okay, I think you'll be good explaining things on radio, talk radio, and we need to just educate the people. I did my thing. I was supposed to. That's all I did. I did my thing. We didn't know how many people were going to call. We didn't know the station was going to get sold. We didn't know we were going to go from one station to the next station to the next station. We didn't even know that. And then how long has it been? Like 3 years or something, James, since we started doing this Facebook thing? Things go by. And
so fast.
And James was like, hey, Rob, we need to do Facebook so we can touch more people instead of being local radio. You can reach more people. And I was kicking and screaming like, man, I ain't want to do that. I mean, I come on, man, you know? And I said, okay, let's do it. But since we've done that, we've been able to reach more people now going on YouTube. So we just doing what we do.
That's all.
So Anna Dupree says, I'm more happy for the no's I said than the yeses. I can't say that definitively.
Why?
I can't say I'm happy with the no's because, and maybe again, it's the trying to, I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but one thing come to mind, Robert, and you're going to be reminded of this.
Okay.
When I had an approval to buy
that unit
Delroy building, then we went to 79th Street Causeway,
right
on the Intercoastal. I can't get that out of my mind.
Yeah, turn the page on that.
I got to turn the page.
That was a commercial building that she said she regret not buying it.
That would have changed my life.
Wait, Linda, but look at, and it could have changed. It could have, rather than changing it like this, it could have changed it like this.
That's right. She could have got sued.
You don't know what could have come with that.
Structure could have fell in that building.
Hey, look, Linda, that's what I'm saying. So that what if?
I guess I like to think that anything that I say yes to, oh, darn it, it's going to work. And that's not good. Because no, you're not going to fail on me. I'm going to bend it to a pretzel and put a square into a circle. And that's not good either. Because once I take it on, and sometimes, stress kills and all that stuff.
But Linda, failure is just a prerequisite in order to get to success.
Come on, it's just a journey.
You needed to fail at certain things so you don't not do it that way or go that way.
Yeah, I've accepted that.
Yeah,
recently accepted.
No,
that.
And sometimes you ask for something, they say no. That means that's not the person you're supposed to ask.
Yeah,
there's another way.
I have Rob. I have a thing with my family.
no does not mean not ever. It just means just not now.
Not right now.
No, yeah, not right. Yeah, no. Hey, because the wiser we get, I won't say the older we get. It's the wiser we get, we realize, and like Mr. Dupree says, because there's some things that I'm not prepared to handle now. As much as back then I would want it, but now I only want what is for me. But I'm willing to give of all that I have to help somebody else. And that's my secret to demanding from the Creator that you can trust me with blessing me, because I'm going to be a blessing to others with anything that you give me. Yeah. And that's what Robert and I talk all the time. And it amazes some people as to why would we give of our time? Why would we give of our talent? Why would we give of our monies? You know, and sometimes I get asked, why you let them do that to you? I said, no, you don't understand. That's not them doing to me. Hey, Rob, that's us doing so that we can get more. The gentleman told me, said, James T, you're a good brother. You're a good brother. I watched you, but I'm going to give you some advice. And I have shared this for years. He said, fill your bucket first and then give from the overflow. And if you do that, you will always be giving and your bucket will always be full.
Very good point. I often it used to irk me when Robert, I would tell him he has analysis paralysis. You go to him with a deal or to this and to that, and he'll, well, wait a minute, let me get back and do research. Then you do the research and you go back, and these are the numbers, Robert, and you could do this and this and that. Oh, wait a minute, let me just, he got to light a candle, throw some shells, Then we go see it, and he tiptoe through it. And wait a minute. I'm like, you're over analyzing, and you have analysis paralysis, and the deal will be gone. And his response, well, it wasn't for me. And I'm like, that used to be like, oh, it's a perfect deal. It is for you. You just blew it. But then something else better will come along. So I must, yeah. Sometimes it's okay to do that.
Why I have to feel it? I have to feel it. James, I have to feel it and have to see if it makes sense. First of all, a lot of deals come and it's kind of like, I was telling Antonio this. I said, you got to be careful. We got to be like detectives. We can't just go for the first head fake, You got to be, you don't want to be like the uniform cop that you walk into a crime scene, you see the man down there laying dead and the gun right there, and you go, oh, okay, he committed suicide. You notice they had to send for the detective, the plain clothes guy somewhere fly fishing or something. They got to have him come in. He walk into the crime scene. He says, no, it couldn't have been suicide because the guy's holding the gun in the right hand, and he's left-handed.
Gotcha.
Plus, the bullet entered the other side of his head right there. But
I've seen that.
Yeah, but the uniform Bonnie Fife guy, he like, oh yeah, that's what happened. Close the case. No, I have to look at it and say, no, let me check this out. It's like people say, Henderson, here's a business that I can buy, and the guy says, it makes $20,000 net profit every month. And I said, well, why is he selling it? He's selling it because he want to retire. I said, well, does anybody in his family? Well, he has a son working the business. His son is younger. So I said, do you think that people will sell the goose that lays golden eggs? You're trying to tell me here's a business that net profit $20,000 a month, and his son working the business much younger, and he's saying he want to sell this business because he is retiring. What kind of fool would do that? I said, people don't sell the goose that lays easy $20,000 a month. Just keep it going on.
Right.
And he go, no. Oh, no. I'm telling you, Henderson, this is too good to be true. I said, don't take retirement money and do that.
It's too good to be true.
No. He took his retirement money. He did that. It turned into a bust, and his wife divorced him.
Oh.
But Robert, did you hear what he said?
Oh.
This is too good to be true. And he should have taken his own advice. If it's too good to be true, then it ain't true.
Nobody gonna
give up. That comes with age.
No. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
Young food and old food.
I'm much better with gotta get it now. And also am now saying it'll be more deals. It'll be more land out there. It'll be more. But in the beginning, he used to drive me nuts with, "Hey, take it easy. I'll go." I'm like, what?
That's right. Because I believe that there's anything that's real good.
Mm-hmm.
There's some sort of obstacle. There's some kind of, you have to do something to get that.
You can't believe that woman, that gorgeous woman, wants you. It's got to be a catch to her.
Okay, so if you're a man, and here's this the most beautifulest woman in the world come walk to you and say, I want you.
I pick you.
I pick you. And she the most beautifulest thing you ever seen. And everybody else looking at her. You gotta say, well, what does she want with me? You gotta at least say that. And if she say, I just picked you. So you believe that she picked you,
right,
or whatever. But you gotta understand this, how beautiful she is. There's a cost to that. She don't want to go buy nothing from JCPenney.
No.
She didn't want to drive that old car.
There's a price to this.
That's
beauty.
Right. There's a price. She don't want to drive that old car you've been driving. She don't want that old house. See, it looked good, but then again, there's a price. There's always a trade-off. Something. She ain't just buying. She ain't catching nothing on sale.
This is true.
Isn't that true?
This is,
and you have to look at everything like that. It's always a trade-off. It's always a trade-off. Now, can you absorb the trade-off? Right. If you understand that there's trade-off, there's causes, there's effects, then you got something. That's the beginning of wisdom. There's always cause and effect. Most of us, we are in love with effects. That's what money is. People are in love with money. They're not in love with the thing that caused money to be developed.
Gotcha.
You want to have something. You want to be in love with the thing that prints money, that creates money. That's what you want to be in. See, and that's what, in terms of financial planning, they don't teach us to be in love with the things that create the effect.
No,
they create. In other words, we just want the fruit. We don't want the tree.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people want the fruit, but I want the seed.
Gotcha.
Because I want the tree.
I love it when a plan comes together. I to your point, you got to be in love with the process. You got to be in love with just starting and looking at that little teeny tiny lot or the tree on it, and it's now piano. You got to be in love with the process, which comes with patience.
Yes. See,
I often work my way backwards to the front. I ask myself, what's the worst that can happen? The worst. What? You end up with the asset. You got an LLC to protect your asset. You got to trust so he can't take it. What's the worst that can happen? And then I make my decision. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Like on this on North Miami, we bought some land in 2004. Now we're getting ready to develop it, right? Units. How long do you think that process is from start to finish is going to take us?
About 18 months.
About 18 months. Now, some people that's just to start it. But look how long we've had it.
Right.
Since 2004.
And then when
that's 18 years ago.
I'm like, okay, what's the worst that can happen? We'll have some land. You know what I'm saying?
That's the worst that can happen.
So I always ask myself, the worst, what's the worst? And then I work, to your point, James, from the future to the present, or did you say? Or I just work
the present, we have it. We have the present, and we have the future, because we are a finished product. But now it has to manifest itself. I've been doing this, and my wife gets tired of me saying this because she hears me talking with other people. But everything that we see right now, at one time, Linda, did not exist. Everything. Anything that you see at one time did not exist. So it came from someone's imagination.
So everything we see are effects of that imagination, right?
Rob. And now, did it come from them seeing it physically and creating it? No. So it had to come from within. All right. So, but we don't check ourselves to find, because what we want to do is we want to do what he did or what she did or what they're doing. No, I want to do, I'm asking that creator, show me what you have for me. that I cannot see, so that I can present that, because then I'm going to become valuable to somebody. And in my value is going to also be my worth. So they can't offer me what they think I'm worth.
Right.
I'm going to tell them what I want.
Gotcha.
And should they not give it to me, guess what? Hey, the person that created that computer, you can't go to Apple and tell them what you're going to pay for it. They're going to tell you what it costs.
Absolutely.
And if you want it, you'll pay for it. But guess what? If you don't want it, there's somebody who wants what that computer does.
Absolutely.
And they're going to buy it.
Absolutely.
And believe me, the price you pay today, that's why Robert and everybody said, oh, that's too much. Too much. No. If it's too much because you don't have it, that's one thing. But if it's too much because you put the value on it, no, because whatever it is worth today, if you don't buy it today, you might find out 30 days from now, the price went up, a quarter.
Absolutely. We were talking about this company that's got a new model of a 40-year listing agreement for your home.
I heard that this morning.
Which is, again, they're betting on it may not be a certain value today, but they are willing to hang in there for 40 years because they know neighborhoods change, valuations go up. I think though, going back to the planning and the blueprint, I'm going to tweak a little bit here.
Well, because you're going to have a different mindset. That's all it is. So now you're open to things that you did that you might not have been open before. Because yes, you can pass by a piece of property and having gone the wrong way and said, "Oh my goodness, that's for sale." Let me call that number. You'll say, "Guess what happened? I bought that piece of property." And I didn't know I was going to buy it. When Robert and I first deal we ever made was in 1980, I think it was. And hey, I didn't have a plan to buy that property, but because I was prepared.
Because you were prepared. I think that's my tweaking.
Yeah. I had a plan of being quote unquote debt free. Okay. That was my plan. But I also learned that my being debt free gave me an opportunity to invest, but there was something, as Robert would say, there was good and there was what, Rob? Better. And there's best. And that's better.
So always come like that.
I went from good to better, Linda, when he said, hey, and hey, as another thing Robert says, I had my cake and ate it too.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
From being open. From being prepared to listen.
That's prepared.
Yeah.
I mean 90 days ago, I did not know that I was going to buy a property in front of Florida State.
Yeah.
But I was prepared.
But you were prepared.
When somebody called me and said, Rob, this is a deal.
You didn't analyze that too long like you used to do my deals.
No, I
didn't have to.
That's not true. That's not true. James, she know I got in that car and I drove.
Yeah, you did.
And she told me, why you just don't fly? I said, no. I haven't drove to Tallahassee in over 20 years. I said, let me go. Plus, I got a son and a daughter-in-law there. I said, I'll see them and have dinner. I actually drove there. And 90 days ago, I didn't even know the place. I didn't know the building was on the planet. And someone said, listen, here is refurbished 3-3. Here it is right here, 3 minutes from Florida State. By the university. Housing.
Oh, come on.
And they said, this is the deal.
Okay.
No brainer.
I said, what?
No brainer. No brainer.
Hey, but I did go. I went in, drove, saw it, went upstairs, checked this, so-and-so, came back, said, okay. But I was prepared, but I did not know when that was going to happen. If you'd asked me in January, I wouldn't have known that deal was going to come to me, but I was financially prepared.
It wasn't in you didn't have a blueprint. It wasn't in your plan.
Well, the blueprint is real estate and housing and cash flow. It's a good blueprint.
I agree.
Come on. And see, and Linda, remember,
I got you.
This man go to more classes than I went to when I was in college.
This is true.
Hey, if they'd have gave out degrees as much as I still take classes, I'd have had a PhD, PhD. I'd have PhD. I'm steady going to classes.
If they gave you a degree for every class you went to, Rob, which they give you awards, but if you had a degree the screen couldn't hold the CFP and the CT and the
all that old,
CEO and
all
the
that,
C.
yeah, nah, all them kind of titles and all that. Hey, they can keep them letters. I just want the knowledge.
Okay.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. And to stay in touch. And, hey, right. Linda, and and the key was he knew to make the deal based on all the preparation that came before the deal ever arrived.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so to our viewers and to our listeners, what we're talking about here in the conversation we're having is so that you can be encouraged to take an analysis of self, because with all that we know, hey, we study every day. Well, I know we are studying every day. We're trying to be better every day. We're trying to learn something that we didn't know yesterday. We learned something yesterday. We're going to learn something today and tomorrow. And that's how it's going to be better. And we're willing to share. So the Henderson Financial Group is where you should be wanting to make an appointment. And Rob, I had a text that came to me. I don't know exactly what time it was, but I think it was around 7 something this morning, saying we will be calling the Henderson Financial Group. So, I think this came from someone else talking about what they had learned and what they had heard through what you were sharing. So, Linda, please give them that number and tell them to call and make an appointment.
Phone number 305-825-1444. 305-825-1444. And before we close out, the message I don't want to get out there is people saying, what's going to be for me, going to be for me. I don't have to plan. If it come up, it come up. To your point, you didn't know that you were going to be buying a house in Tallahassee, but you had the knowledge. You've been studying it in this field as far as real estate, economy, finances. I've gotten a lot of people, Robert, and you know the kind that say, well, God gonna take care of me. What's for me is for me. And then they don't prepare, and they don't go to that class, and they don't go to continuing education or a free workshop on I don't know, on the market. So I don't mean it to come across as spontaneity is the rule. No. Most good things happen when you at least know enough to know it's a good deal, like you did.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
Well, I knew I can analyze and know that it pays for itself, and the kind of return that it will bring, and plus the tax benefits. Every time I do something, especially in real estate, I'm not only looking at the cash flow, but I'm also looking at the tax benefits. It's always two things going on all the time, things that you can see and things that you cannot see. And in terms of financial planning, our goal is to ask, seek, and knock. We don't have to worry about what the market is going to do. I mean, right now, we don't even know what the Feds are going to do. Are they going to continue to heighten interest rates? But we don't worry about that, because this too shall pass. And been in this business for more than 30 years, I've seen interest rates of 18%. So in terms of experience,
there's other ancillary services we offer.
Yes,
investments we offer. Knowledge. So you can't really worry about what this market is going to do exclusively.
No, it's just we're looking and we're seeing how people reacting, and most people react temporary, short-lived. Things don't, things always changing. Whatever conditions that they're in right now, that don't mean it's permanent.
Absolutely,
it's not a permanent.
Absolutely,
it's not a permanent condition. I mean, it could be cold, but we all know from just from nature, it's not going to stay winter always.
Absolutely,
summer comes, and when you start understanding how to really see beyond your naked eyes, you can sit back and the wisdom comes in, and you know that timing and this thing is going to rotate.
It'll be all right.
I mean, they have seemingly good times and bad times. Most people get a lot of wealth. Wealthy people really get wealthy during seemingly hard times for most people who can't see, because a lot of people, they sell when things are low and things are bad. When people that have money, that's when they like to buy, when people are selling things at lower prices.
Gotcha.
And even though they hear me say it, a lot of people still cannot bring themselves out of habit to change their viewpoint because they're comfortable in following the crowd and listening to other people. You know that you are not on the right path when you're following the masses.
Ooh, okay.
When you're thinking like the masses.
Okay.
When you're not asking a lot of questions, and then you bat off anything that's new and foreign to you, rather than investigating. In order to learn, it has to. If you truly learn, it has to be something that you did not know. You cannot learn from something that you already know. So when you learn something that you never heard of or thought of, that's what learning is.
Gotcha.
To renew your mind. You can't renew your mind with old stuff. How can you renew your mind? And people say, I don't know nobody else who's doing that. I don't know that strategy. I don't want to do it. Then that means you're not ready to grow, because in order to grow, you got to change. If you 3 feet tall, in order to get 6 feet tall, you got to lose those favorite pants you was wearing. You can't wear them no more. If you got a size 3, 4, 5 shoe, and now your shoe a size 10, I know you like them shoes that you was wearing when you was size 5, but you got to part with them. It's gonna be hard putting a size 10 shoe in a size
10 foot.
10 foot. Right? You understand?
I got you.
So if you look at it, a lot of stuff. If we just look and open our eyes, there's a lot of clues. There's a lot of examples just dealing with nature.
I think I learned here, just stay open, be open. Don't be closed-minded. Have a plan, yes, but also be ready to be open enough for the unknown.
Because London, think about this units that we build in North Miami. We've been planning on that. You have the plans for it, but there's still some unknowns because you still getting grant money and free money for doing it.
Yeah. Still a lot of unknowns, and I'm willing to put in the work and learn from it. And yeah,
can you imagine, Linda? Can you imagine? And I know you do this already. So for viewers or listeners, when Linda goes out to speak, or when they have, before the pandemic came, they would have classes and all of this. Look at what you're able to share based on what you have learned. And then through doing that, things continue to evolve, because during our lifetimes, many of the things that were being used, quote unquote, to do our work or to do our job, they don't even exist anymore.
That's so true.
And if all these new things that are here came during our lifetime, can you imagine what it's going to be like 10 years from now? No, we can't. We don't know what's going to be the next great creation. We thought that the computer, someone, I forgot who it was, said, hey, that telephone had more power than when the people went to the moon now, the phones and all of this going. So that's why I tell them 120 years old could be like being 85, 75, whatever it is, with the advent or the inventions that are to come. So that's why I'm preparing for the long haul. They made a mistake, Robert, by giving me what do they call it, Social Security or veteran benefits. And
you gonna break them?
No, I'm not going to.
No, still here?
Yeah. Hey, and Linda, yeah, I'm still here, and I know who I am too. I'm not just here.
So how was your Thanksgiving? What are your plans for the weekend?
Hey, I'm right now. I'm planning to be here for the next few minutes, and then I'll decide what I'm
going to
do. Rob, she don't know us yet.
I apparently not.
Right. I have no appointments today, Linda, but I do have an appointment tomorrow evening, and we're still out there promoting and marketing, because things are changing in the communities where we're doing business. There are things that are out there, and so I want to learn so that I can share. I want to bring other people on. That's what I do. That's what I do on the radio station as well. We want to empower.
Gotcha.
And going back to wrapping up the Miles Monroe piece, he said that when man created that product that they have, just as when the creator created the product that he created and put his name on it, it was to do all that it was created to do. And it represented the creator. So the question can become, when you don't want to do nothing, when you don't want to become nothing, are you really a good representation of the one who created you?
Gotcha.
So think about it.
Think about it.
If we're not growing, if we're not serving, if we're not giving, if we're not helping, are we a good representation, of the creator? And we're already victorious. What they say, over 499 sperms chased the egg, and we caught it. That was the victory right there. So you already, you're a winner by being here. Now, what are we going to do while we are here? And not just do to say, look at what I got, but no, what can I do to be a blessing to others? The Henderson Financial Group wants to be a blessing to you folks. And all you need to do is start by making a call. But you first got to make the decision within yourself that you really want to do and be better. And he will show you that your future is already present.
That's right. Right now, work on your future right now. You ain't got to wait. It's better to work on it right now so you can form it, shape it. You can expect it. You got to plant that seed right now. So when harvest time comes, man, you can have something. Most people don't understand that. They don't understand that you plant right now. You don't show up where everybody else showing up with harvest time and getting all the crop, and you looking down there, you expecting something, you ain't plant nothing. You boys had to plant that a long time ago. You have to plant it. Yeah. See, Linda and I planted. James, you planted in Delray. Look, James, in Delray, how long ago since you started planting? Has it been 10 years?
No, Rob. My first property was probably in the 90s, I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
My first property was in the 90s. And
wow. What about the Atlantic?
But Atlantic, 2004. So that's what,
wow.
18 years.
18 years. Yeah, you planted on Atlantic Avenue that don't look like, back then it didn't look like it looked today, do it?
Rob, not only that, value, again, God plus time creates value.
Now to answer Linda's question, you planned in 2004 on Delray on Atlantic Avenue, and it looked totally different than it looks today.
Totally different.
Now you didn't make them develop Atlantic Avenue into what it is today. I would say in 2014, you didn't know the time or the hour of when, did you? You just did what you did. You just planted the seed, right?
And Linda, going back to your thing, I got a call to come see.
Oh, really?
Yes, Mr. Weidman, he and his wife. And guess what? But guess what? My relationship, going back to what Robert said, started in the 60s.
Okay.
While I was in college, I did an internship working in their business. And I continued to serve the community of Delray.
So you were prepared. You did the homework. You were prepared.
He cultivated the ground. He cultivated the ground.
Right.
And I only gave of what was given to me.
Gotcha.
I didn't go out and try to get something that I didn't have. I gave what I was given. And in doing that, then it continues to grow. And the best is yet to come.
That's for sure.
What we even see now, the best is still yet to come. And I have no idea what that is, Linda, depending on you.
You got it.
That's my point. That's it. That's right.
Right there.
And he ain't bugging saying, what is it? Tell me, show me. He's like, it's coming.
It's coming. Yeah.
Hey, no.
Come up that ground.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about ground. We're not worried about when, because whenever it comes,
it's going to be even better then than it is now.
Absolutely.
That's the point.
Again, we are the Henderson Financial Group. Our number 305-825-1444. 305-825-1444. Gentlemen, thank you for letting me crash your party.
No,
you good at that.
I didn't say that.
Dang, take us out in the prayer, man, because we need prayer.
Okay, I am so grateful. Dear God, we thank you for this opportunity that you've given us today to come together. And as many are continuing to give thanks because they say it's Thanksgiving. But Thanksgiving is every day, all throughout the day. So we pray that those who have celebrated in some form or fashion, giving thanks to you, we want to stand with them because we too want to thank you for the opportunity to share that you have given us so that others may grow and that we may continue to grow. So we are asking for ourselves and for those who will see this and hear this. Will you please give to us that we cannot even see, ask, or imagine. And we promise, if you will, that we'll give you all the praise and all the glory. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Yep, I got a meeting. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful
week. See that, Linda? He planning already.
That's Robert.
Oh, that's right. See y'all later.
Have
Amen.
a good weekend.
Much love.
Take care of yourself. Much love.